In 1 Corinthians 12, Paul lays out his picture of the church as he sees it in his time, and there are varieties of spiritual gifts. It may be in 12:1, or spiritual persons. It doesn't ultimately alter anything particularly, I think, here. But down in verse 4 he says there are a variety of charismata. There are gifts, variety of different giftings, different ministries in verse 5, different effects, different energizing of various people with different gifts. Each one is given the manifestation of the Spirit, the evidence of the Spirit for the common good. That's his ideal. To one is given the word of wisdom, word of knowledge to somebody else. To another one is given a special gift of faith, not just the faith that is common to all of us, but a special gift of faith. Others have gifts of healings, that's plural, gifts of healings, and to another the effecting of miracles, wonders. Another one, prophecy, which could be predicting, or the more general sense of teaching effectively, educating, exhorting, and so on. To another, the distinguishing of spirits. He discerns in a particularly clever way, in a particularly intelligent way, between one spirit, a true spirit, and a false spirit. Another, different kinds of languages, and we should certainly translate that word glossa in Greek as languages, real languages. To another, the interpretation or translating of languages. One and the same Spirit then governs all of these different gifts. One and the same Spirit governs all these different gifts, and the Spirit distributes to each one individually as the Spirit wills. The Spirit often in the New Testament is the risen Christ. It's Jesus speaking to us in spirit. That's 1 Corinthians, or that's 2 Corinthians 3:18, where the Lord is the Spirit. And Jesus is distributing these various gifts, which obviously entail the plain fact that not everybody has all the gifts. That would be an absolute contradiction of what Paul says. The idea that all 9 gifts are available to all the Christians all the time is patently false and should be discarded as quite wrong. Incidentally, that system which proposes all 9 all the time denies the need for water baptism. That's an extraordinarily difficult position to hold. To deny water baptism as the entrance point into the church when one has accepted the gospel is to shake one's fist at Jesus right away. And it's built on an ultra-dispensationist scheme that is evidently false. Jesus said, "Take all of my teachings to the whole world, and I'll be with you to the end of the age." That's easy. That's simple. So it's incredible to claim special giftings when one is denied the obedience which produces the gift in the first place, because the Holy Spirit in Acts 5 is given to those who obey Jesus. We're not looking good when we disobey Jesus at the entry point of water baptism.